Season 2, Episode 10 of A View from the Left Side focuses on the fight to maintain abortion rights in the United States. A leaked Supreme Court document revealed that the court was poised to strike down Roe v. Wade, the landmark abortion rights case from 1973. Arizona women could be hurt more than women in other states because of Territorial Era laws that criminalize abortion. Following my commentary are two speeches from the Bands Off Our Bodies rally in Tucson in May 2022. Abortion care severely limited in Arizona if Supreme Court strikes down Roe v. Wade, recorded June 8, 2022. Today, the Supreme Court of the United States was supposed to release a few of their newest opinions. People in the abortion rights arena, like myself, were concerned that they would release their opinion regarding the landmark abortion rights case of Roe v. Wade from the early 1970s. That decision was not released today. We're still waiting to hear what the Supreme Court will decide on Roe v. Wade. You may remember that several weeks ago, an opinion from the Supreme Court was leaked. This never happens. And this leak showed that at least one Supreme Court justice was leaning towards either eliminating Roe v. Wade or dramatically weakening it by allowing the states to decide abortion rights for women in the United States. Why would we do this? Why would a woman's right to body autonomy change by crossing state lines? And as a matter of fact, that was going to happen in the state of Arizona if Roe v. Wade goes down. Arizona is one of the worst states for abortion rights. We have forced vaginal ultrasound to all sorts of other ideas that Nancy Bartow and Kathy Herod have come up with over the last 10 or 20 years. Arizona is in bad shape. Just a few weeks ago, we passed the 15-week abortion ban. This is one of the bills that Texas passed. This is one of the things that's in contention because at 15 weeks, women often don't even know if they're pregnant or not. And so if they can't get an abortion after 15 weeks, then they end up having babies that they either can't afford or can't carry to term or may have some sort of disabilities. But anyway, it should be a woman's right to choose when to have a baby and when not to have a baby. It's very upsetting to me that we are marching backwards. I remember when Roe v. Wade was passed in the early 1970s. I was a college student at Ohio State. I saw many women being driven to other states to get abortions when I was in college. This is what is going to come back again. There was like their own little underground railroad driving women out of Ohio and out of anti-abortion states to other states or to New York City where they could get an abortion before Roe v. Wade. There were women dying from trying to do their own abortions. That's going to come back. And so again, why are we doing this? There are 0 bills on the books in the state of Arizona that limit a man's reproductive rights. They're also trying to limit access to contraception. They're trying to limit access to the medical abortion pills. Now, this is just nuts. Also, it's very disturbing to me that people in the Arizona House, particularly Representative Walt Blackman, is using the floor of the House as his campaign platform against abortion rights. He did it again yesterday. 3 times that I know of that he has gotten up and given an anti-abortion screed with pretty much no time limit. Just go for it, buddy. We know you're on a campaign trail. There are articles in the New York Times that say Democrats should run on abortion rights in 2022. Well, certainly Republicans like Blackman are spreading lies and running on an anti-abortion platform. In his railing, he talks about how many Black women were tricked into abortions by Planned Parenthood. Blackman, look at the facts. Black women die more often in childbirth than white women. They also die more often after childbirth than white women. Their lives were improved after abortion care became available to them because they could end unwanted pregnancies. The truth is that more Black women than white women will be hurt if Roe v. Wade goes down. They already have access to care issues. By making abortion clinics few and far between and forcing driving to other states or driving hundreds of miles and then having a waiting period and having to take off work, this means that women living in poverty will be forced to have children that they didn't want, they can't afford, and that they have no support for from the fathers or from the state. Arizona is all about letting you have a child or forcing you to have a child, but we're not going to help you with that kid once it's born. Are you kidding? We're a pull yourself up by the bootstraps kind of a state. Bands Off Our Bodies rally at Armory Park in Tucson, recorded May 14, 2022. After the leak of a Supreme Court opinion on Roe v. Wade, the landmark abortion rights case from the early 1970s, there were stop abortion ban rallies nationwide. The next segment of this podcast includes speeches from the rally in Tucson on May 14, 2022. Many local dignitaries spoke that day, including Mayor Regina Romero. Here are two speeches, one by Congressman Raul Grijalva and one by State Senator Stephanie Stahl Hamilton. There were approximately 1,000 people at Armory Park that day with signs and protests against restricting abortion care in the United States. Congressman Raul Grijalva.
Driven by the very, very important and necessary and God higher power given right and legal right of women in this country to have control over themselves, period. That has taken center stage, waiting in the wings, challenging who you love. Waiting in the wing, challenging who you are. Waiting in the wings, our fundamental right to privacy and the protection of that privacy. And we can't forget, you know, there's a whole movement that it was going on before January 6th to introduce into the fabric of this nation, into its democracy, an authoritarian streak fueled by racism, by the ignorance, and a sense of arrogance that I'm right and you're not. And that arrogance can be construed as religious arrogance. It can be construed as ideological arrogance. But the fact of the matter, it goes against the fundamental tradition of this nation. Now, if voting rights was not the crucible for the filibuster bust, if a woman's rights and co-equal status in this society of ours is not enough, if the packing of our federal court system by ideologues is not enough, then I ask the senator, what is? What is enough? It's time to take that legislation that protects a woman's rights. It's time to take that legislation that confronts the inequality and disparity in this country. It's time to take that legislation that protects our democracy by insisting that all of us have the right to vote. It's time to take that legislation that invests in the next generation of leaders and people in this country. It's time to take that legislation, Senator, and act on it. For me, this is a very fundamental issue and a crucible issue. What the court does with Roe versus Wade is going to have a chilling effect on this nation. And I would hope, and I beg, that it is also a motivational win through this nation. That we need to, it's not just about electing the right people, it's about getting the right things done. And it's not just about posturing and being window dressing on these issues, it's about getting something done. And it's not merely about being at a rally and telling you what you want to hear. Show me. Show me. So we're at this point in our nation's history. We can't erase the past, we can't rewrite the past, and we can't whitewash the past. But we're in this moment in our nation's history where we can dictate the future. And learn from mistakes and recognize that in this country of ours and in this world of ours, that equality knows no color, knows no age, knows no love for one another, and knows no gender. Thank you very much.
State Senator Stephanie Stahl Hamilton.
And I have to tell you something. As an ordained minister, I have a bone to pick with the government. Over the last 2 years, I have seen ideology cloaked in religious language being forced into our government policies, our laws, and I am fed up. It's been used to attack the LGBTQ plus community. It has been used to attack our children. It has been used to attack our public school system. It has been used to attack our bodies. And to be quite honestly, I am there on the front lines speaking up and speaking out because there are people who are people of faith. There are people who have no faith. And our spaces are being invaded. And all of this, no matter where it's coming from, it is extreme ideology that is meant to create chaos, and in that chaos, it's meant to control. It is meant to keep in place systems of white supremacy. Make no mistake, there is nothing religious about any of this. It is cruel. And I can tell you this, when it comes to abortion, and I've said it before, nothing good can come from government-mandated pregnancies.
God is pissed.
I've got a bone to pick with the government. And that is why I have a seat at that table, and I want to continue to have a seat at that table. And we've got to get a few more seats. I stand with our mayor and that we've got to invite others to come along with us. And we can help them know what to say, but we've got to do it person by person, door by door, message by message. We've heard it. There are more of us than them, and that is where our power lies. So dig deep, find that power, and let's get the government out of our personal lives. Thank you, Tucson.
Thanks so much for tuning in to A View from the Left Side today. If you enjoyed the show, please consider liking this podcast on social media and becoming a subscriber. This is Representative Pam Powers-Hanley signing off. Until next time, please take care of yourself, stay healthy, and stay vigilant.